Hello back again on the Top Recap channel. This time I will tell a movie's entitled Do Justice. Let's get straight into the storyline. At the beginning of the movie, a lawyer named Max is on his way to a cafe to hold a meeting with his team. Before the meeting begins, he receives a video call from his wife, Sue, and their daughter, Nancy. They tell him they miss him, as Max has been occupied with work and hasn't been home for a month.
Honey, I wish I could. I just have to work really late.
Meanwhile, in the same cafe where Max is meeting his team, another group of people has also gathered for a discussion. Ellis, the leader of this group.
Now why don't we cut right to the chase?
During the meeting, Max suddenly notices his younger brother, Jerry, who seems to be engaged in a serious discussion. However, when Max greets him, Jerry acts like he doesn't recognize Max and tries to distance himself.
You need to get out of here, man. I'll call you when I can, all right?
Afterwards, Jerry lies to his group, claiming he doesn't know Max well and merely mentioning that Max gave him a business card since Miguel. Roxy, a member of Ellis's group, approaches Max and asks for his business card, saying she might need legal help in the future.
Yeah.
Later that night, Max is occupied with his work and can't return home. He has to stay in the office to complete a presentation. Sue understands that Max has been working hard lately. While Max is still at the office trying to meet his deadlines, Sue hears the doorbell ring.
Yeah?
Hey, it's Jerry.
It's Jerry, Max's younger brother. Sue and Nancy are happy to see him, but their happiness turns into shock when they realize Jerry is covered in wounds. Suddenly, a stranger appears and tragically shoots Jerry right in front of Sue and Nancy.
Jerry.
The following morning, Max is in the middle of a client meeting when Detective Santiago and his team arrive to deliver devastating news. Jerry is dead, Sue has been murdered, and Nancy is missing. Overwhelmed with grief and panic, Max interrupts his meeting and follows Santiago to the police station to learn more. At the station, Max appears heartbroken and furious. The police haven't yet identified the culprits behind the horrific crimes. Detective Santiago, sympathizing with Max's situation, meets with a junior lawyer and pledges to help him find those responsible for the murders and Nancy's abduction. Later, a female detective named Vargas accompanies Max to his apartment. Inside, Max finds chaos and bloodstains. He breaks down in tears when he sees a picture Nancy had drawn. Suddenly, a man named Dio, one of the killers, appears and demands that Max stay quiet. After a struggle, Max breaks free from Dio's grip. Surprisingly, Dio reveals he has no intention of harming Max. Instead, he explains that Jerry, Max's younger brother, was actually an aspiring police officer. Jerry had infiltrated a criminal gang and was killed after being discovered. Dio gives Max a key to Jerry's secret warehouse, where Max can find information about Ellis, the mastermind behind the murders.
We all in this shit because of you, bitch! It's fucking cover! He was working his way into the crew. You best leave, man. I'll take care of her. Oh!
Shocked by the revelation, Max rushes out of the apartment through the back door, heading to Jerry's secret warehouse. Meanwhile, Detective Vargas becomes suspicious when Max doesn't leave with her. She returns to the apartment and finds Dio instead. She shoots him for aiding Max's escape. Wounded, Dio detonates a grenade he had prepared earlier, causing an explosion that destroys the apartment and kills them both. Max reaches Jerry's secret warehouse near the harbor. Inside, he discovers various items belonging to Jerry and evidence of his involvement in a human organ trafficking syndicate led by Alice. Max is horrified to learn about Jerry's criminal activities, especially that Jerry had stolen money from the organ sales and hidden it in the warehouse. Fueled by anger and a desire for revenge against Ellis, who took away his entire family, Max decides to take matters into his own hands. That night, he crafts several throwing knives to use in his mission. Meanwhile, Ellis and his gang hold a secret meeting. He orders his men to disperse and abduct more children for organ harvesting. Despite already kidnapping Max's daughter, they still need more organs to sell. Frustrated about the money Jerry had hidden, Ellis vents his rage by torturing a man to death.
The money was delivered to the person that you sent to collect.
This is true. But unfortunately for the both of us, he was an FBI agent.
Don't contact me
His henchmen, accustomed to such brutality, stand by without intervening. After the meeting, Ellis and his crew prepare to leave. But in the parking lot, one of the henchmen, Mike, discovers a flat tire on his motorcycle, sabotaged by Max. Ellis offers to give Mike a ride home and instructs another henchman, Tommy, to take Mike's motorcycle to a repair shop. Tommy followed orders but stopped to urinate in the middle of the road. While he was distracted, Max, driving a car, ambushed him with a throwing knife he had prepared earlier. Max also attacked another henchman with a machete, killing him. On another day, Ellis became increasingly frustrated over Jerry's hidden money, with no leads to find it. Shortly after, some of Ellis's henchmen brought in a man named R, who had willingly come to meet Ellis, lured by the promise of money. R, brimming with confidence about becoming wealthy, behaved arrogantly, even putting his feet up on the table, which annoyed Ellis. Ellis calmly grabbed a cleaning cloth and a piece of plastic, spreading them out in front of R. Meanwhile, Roxy retrieved a sharp object from a box brought in by a man in a yellow shirt and used it to kill R. After R's death, his body was placed on the plastic, and Ellis's henchmen immediately began preparing to harvest his organs. On a different day, Max found himself behind a car driven by one of Ellis's henchmen, named Juan. Frustration welled within Juan as Max drove slowly in front of him. After several impatient horn honks, Max finally stopped his car on a quiet street. Then, maneuvering beside Juan's vehicle, he attacked him through the open car window with a throwing knife. Max didn't care about the pedestrians who witnessed his actions. He ruthlessly struck Juan, ensuring his target was dead. He then took Juan's phone. The next day, Max returned to Jerry's warehouse to store Juan's car and track Ellis's location using the phone. He set a trap in the warehouse for Ellis's henchmen, who had come looking for Juan. Afterward, he went alone to Ellis's headquarters, pointing a gun at Ellis and demanding information about his daughter's whereabouts. Ellis refused to cooperate. Junior, one of Ellis's henchmen, secretly attacked Max from behind, causing him to lose consciousness.
She's right behind you.
When Max woke up, he was tied up. Junior, now acting as a guard, was heating a wire to torture Max by piercing his finger. Junior cruelly revealed that he had been involved with Sue before killing her. Max endured the pain and anger, unable to move his bound body. Shortly after, Ellis and his right-hand man, Big John, arrived to stop Junior's torture. Ellis wanted Max alive to extract information about the money Jerry had hidden.
Now, when all this is done, our business is concluded.
After gathering the critical information, Ellis took Big John and Roxy and headed for Jerry's warehouse. Meanwhile, Junior was ordered to stay and guard Max to prevent any escape. Later, while Junior was dozing off, Santiago, who had been lurking nearby, emerged and pointed a gun at Junior's head. He then brought him into the room where Max was being held.
Cut him loose!
Now free, Max knocked Santiago unconscious to stop the detective from interfering with his plan to confront Junior. Simultaneously, Big John and Roxy searched for the hidden money at Jerry's warehouse. Eventually, Big John found the cash in a bag hidden within a box. He seemed delighted by the discovery, but Roxy began to suspect something was wrong when she noticed the bag was connected to a long wire linked to a grenade. She tried to warn her partner, but before she could say a word, Big John pulled the bag, triggering an explosion within the warehouse. Meanwhile, Ellis, waiting in the car, was taken aback when Jerry's warehouse suddenly went up in flames. Max's plan had succeeded in eliminating Ellis's top two henchmen. Back at Ellis's headquarters, a now conscious Santiago found himself inside a car. Inside, Junior appeared lifeless, tied to a chair with his abdomen exposed. Upon discovering this, Ellis started to panic, realizing he had severely underestimated Max. The confrontation intensified as Max lured Ellis to an old factory. As Ellis arrived, Max stood ready, gun in hand, to confront the boss of the dangerous human organ trafficking gang. Santiago showed up just in time and urged Max to trust the authorities to investigate his family's murder. Max, however, refused to listen. Santiago then brought up Max's past as a former Marine and his decision to become a lawyer after witnessing injustices, especially the cover-up of his mother's abuse by her commanding officer. Santiago tried to convince Max to reconsider his plan for revenge. Max fell silent, carefully considering Santiago's words. The detective, now determined to apprehend Ellis, suddenly changed his mind.
Where's my daughter?
Yeah, but now that I think about it, one part of her could be in California, the other part could be in the East Coast, I don't know.
He decided not to handcuff Ellis, seeing Max as someone who had lost his family to the Mafia's cruelty, just like himself. Santiago left, allowing Max to go after the criminal boss. Without hesitation, Max attacked Ellis. Ellis claimed that Nancy had been killed and her organs sold to different countries. Although Ellis resisted, Max eventually overpowered him. To satisfy his thirst for revenge, Max picked up a spiked baseball bat and used it to fatally beat Ellis. A few days later, news of Ellis's body being found in the factory had spread to various news outlets, including television. Even the chief of police knew about it. Santiago wanted to help Max cover up what he had done. He suggested that Max leave the country for a while. In the movie's final scene, Santiago returns to his hometown in Mexico to spend time with his family. Then, he receives a sudden message from Max, who had now become a hitman seeking justice. Max requested data about the criminals he wanted to take down. Santiago was enthusiastic to help and provided Max with the names of those still on the run and where to find them.